Once upon a time in the small town of Brooksville, there was a school called Maplewood Elementary. It was a cheerful place with bright hallways, colorful murals, and the laughter of children echoing through the halls. However, there was one student whose presence cast a shadow over the school's sunny atmosphere. His name was Tommy Tumble. Tommy was known for his tough demeanor and his knack for making life difficult for others. He was the type of kid who would shove others in the hallways, laugh at their mistakes, and sometimes even take their lunch money. Tommy wore a scowl like a badge of honor, and his friends, though not as mean as he was, followed his lead. To everyone else, Tommy seemed like an unmovable mountain of trouble. One crisp autumn morning, as leaves danced in the breeze, a new student arrived at Maplewood Elementary. Her name was Ella Everbright. Ella had just moved to Brooksville from a far-off town, and was excited but also a little nervous about starting at her new school. She was known for her kindness, a quality that shone like a beacon wherever she went. Ella stepped into her new classroom, where the teacher, Mrs. Willow, introduced her to the class. The students welcomed her with warm smiles, but Tommy's eyes narrowed as he watched from the back of the room. He had already decided that Ella would be his next target. The first day went smoothly for Ella, though Tommy made a few snide comments under his breath. He had a reputation to maintain after all. But Ella's gentle demeanor and friendly attitude seemed to annoy him more than he expected. She didn't let his remarks get to her. Instead, she greeted him with a smile whenever their paths crossed. One day, during recess, Ella was playing on the swings when Tommy and his friends approached. Tommy had been planning something, and today seemed to be the perfect time to put his plan into action. "Hey Ella," Tommy called out with a grin that didn't reach his eyes. "Want to play a game?" Ella looked up from her swing and saw the glint of mischief in Tommy's eyes. But instead of backing away, she stood up and said, "Sure, Tommy. What game do you want to play?" Tommy was taken aback. No one ever willingly played along with his schemes. He hesitated but quickly decided to press on. "How about a race?" he suggested, expecting Ella to refuse. "If you lose, you have to give me your lunch for a week." Ella thought for a moment. "All right, but if I win, you have to do something nice for someone else every day for a week. Deal?" Tommy raised an eyebrow. He had never been challenged like this before. "Deal." The two of them lined up, and soon the race began. Ella, though not the fastest runner, had a strategy. Instead of racing headlong, she ran with a steady, consistent pace. Tommy, on the other hand, sprinted at full speed, determined to win. As they neared the finish line, Tommy was ahead by a few steps, but suddenly he tripped over a rock and fell. Ella slowed down to help him up. Despite his grumbling, he accepted her hand. "You know, Tommy," Ella said as she helped him, "it's more important to be a good friend than to win all the time." Tommy grunted but didn't reply. He was still irritated, but something about Ella's words made him pause. Over the next week, Tommy was increasingly on edge. He tried to avoid doing nice things, but every time he thought about breaking the promise, he remembered Ella's kind face.